guys, today we start with a beautiful lesson, which is purifying of metal. So here we have a beautiful piece of metal, and as we see, this piece of artistic work is being processed several times before we got it. So what is the process that we're gonna use to purify a metal? If we go to the nature, you're gonna find like a lot of stones that consist of copper, gold, silver, a lot of elements. So how to purify them and how to take the metal that we need. So the process is electrolysis. So we start with purifying of copper. We start with a solution of copper sulfate, which consists of aqueous copper sulfate, which consists of water and copper sulfate. As we know, copper sulfate dissolves in water, gives us copper +2 and sulfate. So here we're going to use electrodes, which are copper electrodes, and we connect them to the cells of battery. And as we see here, we have the positive terminal, which is anode, and the negative terminal, which is cathode. The process that takes place at the anode is oxidation, and the process that takes place at the cathode is reduction process. So the plate here will be impure. I mean, it consists of a lot of metals that we want to purify, and here we want to purify copper. So this plate here will be impure one, and the cathode here will be pure. As we know, oxidation process is the process of losing electrons. So copper plate will lose electrons and then turn to be copper ion. As we see here, the losing of electrons leads to produce copper ions dissolving in water, and actually they are positively charged. Alright, so electrons will flow from the positive terminal to the negative terminal. Alright, and here we have the cathode, which is negatively charged. As a result of negatively charged cathode, copper ions will attract to the cathode. Alright, copper ions attracted to the cathode, they gained electrons, so the reduction process takes place, as we see here. So copper ions gain 2 electrons, become copper atoms. As we see here, the mass of this plate increases because of copper ions deposited and the cathode are reduced. So here we have increasing the mass. With the time, the anode becomes smaller, or let's say thinner, because of copper atoms are changing to copper ions. The copper ions are attracted to the cathode and being reduced right here. So we have increasing the mass in the cathode, okay, and here we have decreasing the mass on the anode. Here we have the purifying process. All of copper ions only attracted to the cathode, and all of the copper ions are reduced here. Here we have to say like a 99.99% purity of copper atoms. Okay guys, if you have any questions, you can ask me in the comments below. Have a nice day.